Morning. This guy can't continue now. I've spent the last couple of hours in my bed just watching these interviews from previous clubs, especially Southampton. It's word for word. The players aren't trying. The players aren't learning. The players are not bought into what we've done. The problem's you if that continues to happen at teams. And like I said, always give them a chance because remember, I know people will jump on me and say you wanted them. I looked at them from the point of the owners, and although the owners have given other teams managers times at their clubs, were they this bad? Were they getting beaten an aggregate of, was it 9-1 or whatever it was? Where they did they fail to lose the first three games in the league? Did they struggle against a team of brickies and postmen? Nah, in this game on Saturday, the thing is, this is a weird one. They're here for the game on Sunday, 12 o'clock or 11 o'clock kick-off. And you know what happened? The Rangers will probably win. And it'll give them a bit of respite. But I don't know. These are good businessmen. They might think, well, you know what? And Patrick Thingamajig and Kevin Thelwell, they've got to look at themselves because they told us emphatically, oh no, this is the best man for the job. Now, there's manager that I would get Gerrard back in a heartbeat, and I'm not the biggest Gerrard fan. He would raise the spirits in that dressing room now. They'd be like, oh, there's Steven Gerrard. He would get them playing proper football instead of a kind of football that is never ever going to work without 50 million plus players in each position. Because that's the way of football he wants to play. There's only a few teams in the world can afford to play like that, as in afford the actual players. Because one player that plays in that position, that type of football's costs the same amount as their whole team. That's what that's what he does. There's a huge ego there. There's absolutely no accountability that this is his fault. I know he apologised and all that, but still, they're not learning the way we want them to play football. So the problem is you, mate. It's hard, isn't it, man? A lot of noise on the page, a lot of noise on social media, and there isn't anyone who wants them to stay. And don't get me wrong, the owners, they'll have people, they'll know what's happening on social media. I believe there was a banner outside Ibrox last night. I'm not going to get too caught up in it just in case it's AI, which catches me out quite a lot. But, the sentiments there, get them out of the fans going to the stadium. I don't like that because you should support the team no matter how the team are playing. But anyway, it's up to people how they do that. It's just heartbreaking because we've been here. We haven't been here before because this is the worst we've been. Since we're back in the Scottish Premiership, this is the worst we've been. We don't see any progress. That's what you want to see, progress, and there's none. There's players caught out of position. We're playing this stupid zonal marking has it ever worked anywhere? I've always hated it. There's nobody in the posts at corners. Ask any goalkeeper really sorry, excuse me. Any goalkeeper, you want a defender on the post, especially the front post. But it's just I know he said last night, I've just spoke to the powers that be and everything's okay. Listen, they're not going to say anything else to him but that right after the game, especially abroad. I think it'll be now, it's about 8 o'clock, half 8 or something. There'll be meetings this morning, I think, whether it's official or whatnot, but this can't continue. There is managers out there. There is Danny, what's his name, and there's one of the Red Bull Leipzig manager who the owners don't know. I know he's not in a job at the moment. I did have his name in my head, but I've forgotten it. But anyway, things will get better eventually. I know I feel we've been saying that for the last 10 years. But anyway, we are where we are, and it cannot continue. You may as well get rid of him now. I know they'll say they won't get rid of him before a big game. Why not? I mean, there's absolutely nothing there to suggest we're going to do anything against Celtic. If we get a new manager in now, I'm not saying we'll be able to get one this week, but if we get rid of Martin the next day or two, there'll be the new manager bouncing. I mean, who would come in to cover him? There might be somebody out there. I mean, probably Barry Ferguson again, but you never know. Just as that, not full time, Barry Ferguson would just be as bad in the long term. But anyway, I've rabbited on a bit. I hope your day's not as bad as it could be, just the pelters you're going to get. But anyway, cheers.